Morning, y'all. It's a beautiful mid-September day in Meemaw's garden, and I wanted to talk a little bit about one of my favorite landscape plants, blue plumbago. This time of year it reaches its peak of bloom, and you can see this is just loaded. This area started out with about 6 little gallon pots of plumbago, and over the years they have grown and spread out, and they're just beautiful, especially if you love blue flowers like I do. This is a great plant for Texas, and I think it's really underused nowadays. It used to be very common in the 50s and 60s to see this plant in the landscape, and it kind of, I don't know, fell out of favor or whatever, but I have always loved this plant. It is drought tolerant. It will grow in sun or partial shade. This one is growing under a pine tree. It is also deer resistant for those of you who have those little critters around your yard. So it's a good plant to use in that situation. I'm going to focus in. You may notice I got a rake out here, and I want to talk about that a little bit too. You see my little rake here? It's just an old one that wouldn't stay on the handle, so we turned it upside down and put it in the garden, and we put orange halves on it, and these are for some of our birds. It's about to get to be migrating season, and if you like to attract birds to your yard like we try to do, this is something that some of the birds are attracted to. Mockingbirds like it. We would love to see some Orioles come through. I know they're here in central Texas in some areas, so we'll watch and wait and see what shows up. But this is blue plumbago, and it makes a beautiful addition to your landscape, especially if you have an area that you want to just fill in a big swath of flowering plants that will bloom for you. Now, this is considered a tender perennial. So if you get a really cold freeze in the wintertime, it will die back. But don't worry, it comes right back up from the roots. And some winters that are mild, it will stay evergreen. So check this plant out. See if you have a nice space that you'd like to use it in. Don't forget to stop and smell the roses now.